Sonic the Fighters, a 1996 Sega arcade game, is a 3D fighting game based off Sonic the Hedgehog that you probably never knew existed, and I played the 2012 Xbox 360 port of this game. Before we go any further, sorry if my voice is a little off, been dealing with some tough allergies. Anyways, this is honestly a pretty bare bones fighting game. You have an arcade mode, a split screen versus mode, and the 360 port added online lobbies, which are empty last I checked. So, yeah, really not a lot happening here. This game gives you a choice of 8 characters, including a secret ninth character who's not shown on the roster, and in the arcade mode, you go up against every character in a 1v1 fight to earn gems, and once you've collected all 8 gems, you go up against Metal Sonic, and then the Dr. Eggman final boss. And unlike the other enemies in this game, you only get one attempt to beat him, versus unlimited retries on other enemies. And unfortunately, I myself was never able to beat him. Now, this game has quite a few customizable settings for the arcade mode, like changing the amount of time you have for each battle, or the amount of shield you have, or changing the difficulty. But man, is it just me, or were older fighting games a lot harder than modern ones? Playing this game on the easiest difficulty, I found it rather challenging. My all-time favorite fighting game, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, is easier on the maximum difficulty than this game is on the easiest. Or other fighting games like the original Dead or Alive for PS1 and Street Fighter II are way harder in my opinion than later releases in their series. But back to Sonic, one thing I really disliked about this game is that the order in which you face opponents never changes. It's always Knuckles first, then Amy, then Bark, and so on. Kinda made the game dull as there's no anticipation of who you might have to fight next. And honestly, of the 4 characters I messed around with, they all felt about the same with largely just cosmetic differences. And another thing that didn't help my opinion of this game is the lack of any sort of training mode. You kinda just have to figure things out as you go. I mean, sure, you can see the control and combo list from the pause menu, but that's just not the same as a practice mode. Graphics-wise, this game looks pretty good, I must say. Very bright and colorful, and the soundtrack was okay as well. The next thing I want to discuss are the achievements. You can unlock all 12 in a single arcade game if you want to, and this is the only game on 360 where I've gotten every achievement. Just to be clear, I have 100%ed games on Steam and Xbox One, but it almost felt too easy on Sonic the Fighters. Oh well, shouldn't complain I guess. This game did have one little cool detail in that whenever you had a duplicate match, or the same character fighting themselves before the match, Dr. Eggman would fly in and create a gray clone of your character, and then you'd just end up fighting your clone. Not really sure if I had a favorite character, but I played as Sonic the most often. I paid $10 for this game before the 360 store closed, and it's now delisted but can be purchased for $60 on Xbox as part of the Sonic the Hedgehog Legacy Bundle. And I'd honestly say it's not worth more than $5 in my opinion. Earns a 7.1 out of 10 from me. Not the worst fighting game I've ever played, but there are certainly better options available. Some other fighting games I'd suggest if you like Sonic the Fighters would be the original Dead or Alive, and maybe Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. Well, that's all for me for today, y'all. Again, sorry about my voice being kind of off, just being sick and dealing with some sort of nasty allergy. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope somebody enjoyed my video. For anyone new to my channel, I mostly play, review, and discuss zombie and horror games with sometimes other topics like today, so feel free to check out some of my other content if that maybe sounds interesting. Always remember that God loves you all very much. Have a blessed day. Peace.